Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. Right now I'm just hanging out in this chest. I enderpearled into it. Let's have a look at what that looks like. In F5, no, we really can't see anything at all. Now I'm looking at you. That looks so strange. Let's get out of here. And let's press F5 as well. And let's take off my armour because I am wearing my little Santa suit that Keyvan made for me. Check that out. That looks cool. Getting in the Christmas spirit right there. So this episode, what are we going to be doing? We are going to be building a gold farm. That is right. A temporary gold farm. Not one that I plan on keeping. We're going to be building it over here in the wastelands. And in order to do that, we need to do a little bit of preparation. There are some things that I want to do, some things that I need to get together, and so we will build that in a little while. We're going to do these other things first. So the first thing we're going to be doing before we get to the gold farm is doing some enchanting. Now in the last episode we did all of this, and I found out about unbreaking, being on armor. That's one of those things I found out about in the snapshots, and then I just forgot, so I was kind of surprised. And so what I want to do is enchant all of this right here. Now this stuff we get with the sugarcane, it still feels kind of expensive because it takes a fair amount of runs going over there and collecting all the sugarcane, bringing it back, turning it into paper, trading with the villager, trading with the other villager. It takes quite a bit of time to get all of this, so I didn't feel like doing a lot, so we're just going to do 5 of each, see how many unbreaking enchants we get and what we can do with that. And I guess I'll tell you about what else we're going to be doing once we've done that, so I guess I will see you, I keep saying I guess, I will see you over at the Enderman farm. So here we are. There is the eerie silence of the Enderman farm, of course. Volume turned down. These guys make such a racket. They're so annoying. But I've done my enchanting and the results are really good actually. I've done 8 so far. We've got another few to do, but I've got unbreaking half of the time. So you have a look here. I've got unbreaking on that one, unbreaking on that one, and this one right here is really naff. And then I'm breaking there, and I'm breaking there as well. So 4 out of 8, that is pretty good if you get it half of the time, because it's a very valuable enchant. And you can see here that I have actually taken some damage on these. That was intentional. I pressed the button over here. I don't know if you've seen this before. And then I just walked into this area and let the Enderman attack me. And then that way it took some damage. And the reason that I did that was to do a test. So if we come over here, and we chuck that in there and put that one there. That's why I haven't done those 2 yet. You can see the enchantment cost to repair this is really cheap, and we haven't even renamed it yet, so it'll get even cheaper. And so we can easily put protection 4 on that. We can easily repair it. It means having unbreaking and protection on our armor is going to be really good. So we can be really overpowered now. Not only is it going to have protection 4, but it's going to last a really long time. So what I'm going to do is bump that one up to protection 4 with some books. We're going to combine those 2 together. That one's just going to, I don't know what, go in a chest somewhere and be forgotten about. This one right here is already perfect. And then I guess this one will up to the next level. And we're going to walk away with some really good armor. And we certainly did. Check this out. I had 1 enchantment on the helmet, and what did I get? Bam! We got the unbreaking and the protection 4 first time, which is pretty good. Also got that on these armors, and even got some backups as well. We are doing really good, and ironically, one of the reasons we're about to do what we're about to do is because I felt like getting this armor and having to repair it was a bit of a hassle, which it really isn't. And so what we're going to do is a trick discovered by Panda4994. I'm going to put a link to his video in the description box if you want to know the details of doing this. The idea is that we have a wither that spawns here. We're in the nether obviously, and we're going to push him up into bedrock. Now above this 3x3 little area here there is 1 air block directly above. We will have a look just to show you, and the wither's head is going to get pushed into this bit right here when it spawns, and so then it's not going to be able to track the player. It's going to be stuck in the bedrock, and then all we have to do is kill it, which is going to be very simple. And so my thoughts were, when I first thought about getting all these wither skulls, we could have loads and loads of fights with the withers. We could fight loads of them at once, and then I thought, well, the armor is quite expensive to repair, and you have to spend a lot of time making potions, which is something you still have to do. And I don't know, I kind of changed my mind now. I reckon we'll have to take on a load of withers at once in the future, but as of right now we're just going to do this trick. So I've been watching his video, and the bedrock is different here. Now in his video he states that the bedrock is the same in every nether, which I think is true, but possibly it has changed in each update. So whenever we made this map, I think it was 1.6 or 1.5, then the bedrock is the same in every map made in that version of the game, if that makes sense. I don't know. But I've been talking to Cabo about this because this is different to What's in Panda's video, just double checking things with him, making sure we're in the right position, and this supposedly would work. So this could go horribly wrong is what I'm trying to say. And do you know what, I'm just going to gamble everything. I've got good armor, I should survive if this guy gets loose. So, oh my god, wait, what am I doing? Totally wasn't thinking about that. Okay, his head is up there, we're going to stand this side of the guy. Please don't get loose, my friend. You... That scared me for a second. Okay, it's working. Oh, that was so derpy. I was just talking away, I wasn't concentrating, and I put down all of the skulls. And now we're killing this guy. It's so easy. It's so easy. My heart is still racing. And then somewhere on the ground drops down our Nether Star. And so, we've got another 10 of these to do. I'm sure you don't want to watch all of them. So, I might speed it up, I might just cut it ahead, I don't know. But I'm going to do a few more of these. Well, we have one more to go. I decided not to time-lapse this, it's a little bit boring actually. Just killing these withers with ease. And I was just thinking, you could possibly leave this here. And then go off into the nether and leave it, and then when someone comes into the nether they might think that there's a wither on the loose. Now hopefully this guy would stay put here. If the chunks unload and load, you know, things like that, which is why I'd never try it. But I could say to the other guys, you know, I've been fighting the withers, there's a wither loose in the nether, be very careful. It's a way to troll people that probably isn't a good idea, because then people will panic and they wouldn't want to come into the nether. It's a really bad idea actually. Definitely not going to try that. But I was just thinking it'd be a nice little project to come up here and build maybe a little wither killing room, leave some instructions on the walls and stuff like that. And one other thing I want to point out, the entire time I stood over here, and did that just... oh, it's my mouse wheel changing. The reason why is because I didn't want to stand this side and have his head track me through the gap up there. I don't know if it could, but there was no way that I was going to risk that. So I think the way out of here is down here somewhere. We go down a few blocks, there it is, that's the pathway out of here. So now I can head back, and I guess when I get back I'll explain why it is I needed to kill all of those withers. So the community foundry has 2 of our beacons at the moment, and for what I want to do next we need at least 2 beacons. So I've only got 1 here, that's why we killed those withers, so we could craft ourselves some beacons. Now we need 2 of these because we are going to do yet again some speed mining. Now I'm not going to babble on about it too much, you've seen me do this a few times now, but some people pointed out in the video that I last did it on that I was going up tunnels, getting to the end and then walking back again. And what I should do is when I get to the end I should turn to the right, go across a few blocks and come back down again. So we're basically going to speed mine an entire area again at the diamond level and do a snake-like pattern. So we're going to get to the end, we're going to go across, we're going to come back, all the way across the other side, go across, and then back again. And so that way we are going to eliminate all of the walking that we do that wastes time. So right now I'm brewing up some potions for that, these ones are done. We got night vision, we got fire resist, and we're going to go and find a location. And another thing that we're going to do as well is pick up some obsidian, because this is all the obsidian I have left. So once we've done our speed mining to get those diamonds, then we're going to find a lava lake. I'm pretty sure we'll come across one covering a large area like that, and we can use the beacon and haste to get ourselves some more obsidian. Now some of you are probably guessing why we're going to need so much of it. The gold farm that we're going to build is going to use a lot of obsidian, so we're going to combine 2 things that I want to do here. We're going to go set up a beacon, get ourselves those diamonds, and then get some obsidian. Alright, we are in a new location, and I just wanted to mention I am also using Silk Touch. I brought with me 2 Silk Touch picks. This means I don't have to stop and swap picks to pick up the ores. We are just going to whiz through this as fast as we can. And so if you can think of any ways that I can improve this, make this even faster, then let me know. But we have Speed 2, we have Silk Touch, we've got the probably the most efficient way of going around and getting the diamond ores, and I don't think there is now anything else to improve this technique. So as before, I'm just going to time the whole of this. Got to make sure I've got those potions as well. I'm going to time this and see how long it takes to get how many diamonds. Oh dear, I hate to say this, but we're going to stop the experiment that we're doing right now because I've made a couple of mistakes and the terrain in this area is just unbearable. So first of all, once I put down the beacon and got myself ready. I thought I'd thought of everything. I'd actually forgotten to bring a water bucket, but then I started digging at this height here, and I'd say I'd pretty much done as much as I could going in that direction. So we had done about half of the total area, and I'd only got 4 diamond ore, and I thought there's something really odd about this area. Why is that? And I realised I forgot to check the Y level down here. And yeah, that kind of annoyed me. I've gone through a lot of my pick, and so I decided to dig down and do the same thing again down at this level. And it is even worse down here. The terrain is just unforgiving. There is lava everywhere. In fact, a moment ago I dug through the wall and there was lava above and below me, and it is just not good down here at all. And I'm kind of annoyed that I spent so much time mining at the wrong level. So what we're going to do is just get that obsidian, and we will do this experiment again one day. I do want to do it one more time, figure out the best technique possible. So if you do have any suggestions for that, leave a comment. But we're going to leave it for now. All I've gotten is 4 diamond ore. Where did I put that? That's all we've got. And if you have a look here, I've worn through a lot of my pick as well. And so I think it's best to call it quits. And I've actually done quite a lot at the right level as well and got on no diamonds. So I just think this area isn't very good for me. So right now I am mining some obsidian. I've got over a stack and a half so far. That's taken me a little bit of time to do actually. This is very time consuming, and this is the other task that I needed to do. I thought I'd combine the two together. We would go out to a new area, we'd get some diamonds, but we'd also scout the location for lava lakes and then find us some good spots to get the obsidian. And of course we have the beacon set up, so we have the haste, which does definitely increase the speed of getting this obsidian, but it is still very slow and tedious. And so while I was here, I thought I'd talk to you guys about likes, give you a little like reminder. I do like to do that from time to time because likes are important, but I thought I would just quickly explain how it is that likes are important, because YouTube has obviously created the like system and therefore it does something. Now there's a whole multitude of ways that YouTube could have decided on how your videos get exposed and other people find out about them, but they decided that they wanted to use likes. The viewer would leave a little rating in the form of a like. It used to be, I think, a rating between 1 and 5, and then that like gets passed on to their channel or to their account, and other people would see it, because YouTube is kind of like social media. And so that's why it's so important. You know, you've got all these subscribers who turn up to watch your videos, and that's great, but if people didn't like the videos, then new people wouldn't find you. And so as a content creator, you want to be ambitious and you want to be successful at doing what you're doing, and so you want to see new people find your content and all of that kind of stuff, which is why it's important. So whenever you're watching, you know, not just my videos, any YouTuber's videos that you like and you want to support, always remember to leave that like, because it does make a difference. And trust me, as a YouTuber, you know, if you see more likes on your video, you're always pleased. You know, it means you did good and your video is going to do well as well. So many moons later, I have very much grown tired of mining obsidian. Check this out, we've got 14 stacks in total. I think that's enough for now, and that's probably going to limit the size of the farm, or at least the size that I had envisioned for it. But we could always come back and get some more later. Now there is a good technique, I think I might show this off in a video once. I don't know if I've actually done that before. I'll try and explain it quickly. You find a nice lava lake like this. All of this right here was full of lava. You put your water bucket down on top, and then you kind of mine it away at an angle like this. You get all of those ones, all of those, and the water just flows over the top. Then you dig down by 1 block, put your water source down there, and start digging away the obsidian again, so the water flows where the obsidian once was, and then that way you can carve away slowly at large sections without getting any of the obsidian destroyed by lava. And so I've done this area over here, and all of this was lava as well, and over here, and then there was another area somewhere around here that I did a little bit from, and also this bit. Actually quite a lot that I've removed, isn't it? And it took quite some time. But anyway, we are going to leave the iron here because it is now very, very disposable. And if ever I want to come back here for resources, then we can do that. But I'm going to pick up these beacons and head back to the wastelands. So this gold farm that we are going to build is going to be a temporary structure. I want to build this just as an experiment to see how well it does. And so if it's going to be temporary, it's going to be around until most of the wastelands is finished, I reckon. So the best place to build it is probably over there in that corner, because then beyond there there's all that big area that hasn't been done yet. So I'm going to spend a lot of time in this area. Now I think this will work because it uses portals. That's why we were gathering all of the obsidian. I think it will work pretty much if it's just loaded, although there may be a distance issue involved. So if there is, I'd rather take that into consideration now, even though I don't know if it is or not. So that's why we're going to be building it over here. Now, because it's temporary, I'm going to end up spending a lot of time taking down that obsidian. So I think what I want to do... Hey guy, what are you doing? Should we just hang out here for a moment? I could see he was looking, you know, over at the villagers or whatever it is he is looking at. Let's get out of that water. So we're going to build this structure out of leaves around it because we're going to have a water collection system. That's the first thing that I'm going to build. Then I'm going to explain how everything else works and some other stuff as well. But if we build this out of leaves, it just means when we take it apart, the obsidian is going to take a long time to mine back again, but the leaves will be very quick with some iron, as we can of course make some shears and get rid of that in no time at all. So I know that some of you will be wondering what on earth is going on, and some of you will know exactly what I'm up to. But this structure right here, doesn't it look odd? This is a very browny yellow shade of green, and it looks really ugly placing down leaves in the desert. But this is, I guess you could call it a basin to collect zombie pigmen. So we're going to have waters. We're going to have nether portals above the water, and then the pigmen will fall down into the water, and it'll send them over to this bit at the bottom, which is then going to push them in a 2x2 hole all the way down the end there. Now the reason that I decided to do a 2x2 hole is because if you have a lot of mobs and you only have a 1x1 hole, I've seen it where they kind of get backed up and it's difficult for them to go into the hole. So having it 2x2 like this will make it nice and easy for the pigmen to fall down there, and then somewhere down there we will build a crusher or something like that. But this is a strange looking structure. We should have a look at it from a distance. Let's go over there first of all. Look at that. Looks really odd. And I bet if you stand under it, it'll look strange as well. You get loads of particle effects. But the next thing for me to do is to build the portals above it, which is going to take quite some time. And then when I've done that, I'll explain exactly what's going on. And there's mobs spawning under there, so we're going to go in the other direction. But there you go. It looks real strange. In fact, let's just throw an ender pearl down there into the wastelands and have a look from that area. There's a witch right there, so I'm going to move move quickly. Okay. There we go, we're probably safe over here. Let's turn around and have a look. Strange looking structure indeed. Oh, no. Aww. Oh, look at these little guys. Ah. Hello, friend. There are loads of them around here. This is wonderful. This is an unexpected side effect of this whole farm. We now have loads of baby zombie pigmen everywhere, and the reason why it's because they can drop out of this little bottom area here. That's going to be one high, and so they fall down there and then they start wandering around. And I thought of a fix for that, just place down some half slabs, but I absolutely love these little guys. And I tell you what, one of the plans for my master base underground I will tell you about now. It was to actually create something like this and have an army of zombie pigmen, the little babies, and give them name tags and let them roam around the base. I've got so many crazy ideas for my base that's going to go underground, and I felt like just telling you guys that now because we've got loads of them here and they are just awesome. Oh, they're so cool. I can't get over how cool they are. The things that Dinnerbone adds to this game is just wonderful. Anyway, let's go up top and have a look. I'm actually going to turn down my volume or turn it off completely because it is very noisy up there. So I can't really remember what exactly I've said about this farm. I know that some of how it works is quite obvious, and that's a miss. And also that I was waiting a little bit before giving my explanation. And what I'm trying to do here, by the way, is throw the ender pearl up so it lands on top of the leaves like that. So I guess I can tell you how this works now. We just have the biggest size portal side by side with a load of other ones like this. And then they fall down. Sometimes they stand on the obsidian. So one of the things we might be able to do to increase the rates here is put some trapdoors on the side, and then they should walk off the edge and down into the water streams. But do you know what? They walk off the edge as it is a fair amount, although there is quite a few of them standing around here. But it doesn't lower spawn rates or anything like that they're standing on here, because the way these zombie pigmen are spawning is for every single portal block that we have, there is, I guess, a random chance of one spawning, or perhaps it happens on a time or something like that. So by having loads of those portals everywhere, we really increase the odds. Now, I don't know if these zombie pigmen contribute to the mob cap in this world, but they will continue to spawn no matter how many of them there are here. So by standing on the edges, they're not lowering spawn rates, so it's not really something we have to worry about. And this is just a temporary structure as well, remember? It looks very derpy, and it's going to take me quite some time to take down these portals. But there you go. It really didn't take too much effort, you know. Just put up something like this with the leaves, put some water streams down, and then build the portals, and you've got an instant gold farm like that. And obviously this probably isn't the most efficient or effective design. There's probably a few other tricks you could throw in the mix, but it works. You know, they're all falling down there. I've got a very basic crusher on a very basic timer as well. I hadn't even given this much thought. I thought I'd just use a hopper clock like this, and then yeah, it works. It crushes them. I need to put down some more hoppers obviously because some of the drops are going to the side. And now this is just going to run in the world while I'm doing things around here, and it's always going to be increasing the amount of gold that we have. And you know, that's not a lot so far, but leave it running for a few hours and that'll fill up, which is pretty good. So the setup over here has now been upgraded. I've put blocks around the outside to stop the drops escaping, and don't worry, there are half slabs down there, so the zombie pigmen, the little ones, aren't going to build up underneath. Now here I've installed an item filter to send rotted flesh over to a dispenser, which is going to dispense them down into this hole. So I need to add some lava down there, and then that automatically gets rid of that, and then all of the gold nuggets are going to go into this chest right here. Now the whole reason that I decided to build this farm was because someone sent me a picture on Facebook of a gold farm, and it just reminded me how easy it is to set one of these up. So I thought I'd do a temporary one and give it a go, leave it running in the world. Now I'm going to put the design on the screen right now. You can see it's different to the one that I did, and the reason I decided to do it this way is because I felt like there was some sort of efficiency flaws, I guess you could say, and that doing it this way would be more efficient. So I'm going to try and explain that to you. I might hash this up a little bit. I'm not the best at explaining these things. So when you build a nether portal, you've got 3 on one side, 3 on the other, and then 2 at the top and the bottom. And I'm using redstone because we can instantly remove it like that. So when you expand your portal and you make it bigger, you're going to add 2 pieces of obsidian. These 3 will then get moved across to that side, and for those 2 pieces of obsidian you gain 3 portal spaces. So then if we do the same thing at the top, we add 2 pieces and then we get 3 more pieces of portal in the middle. Now this time when we expand it, we add 2, all of this gets moved over, we now gain 4 more pieces of portal. So the bigger it gets on either side, the more you gain each time you expand the size of it, which is why building it so big like that is a good idea. Now in that design what you saw was shared walls. The portals around the outside, they shared the obsidian with the other walls, which is a smart thing to do because it means that you will then save on the amount of obsidian for the amount of portal space that you're getting. But at the same time it was also getting smaller as it went in, so you were building more of these smaller ones where you were using less obsidian, and for that you would get less portal spaces per the amount of obsidian that you were using. So those ones up there, there is 84 obsidian in total, and that is 441 portal spaces, which is I think 5.25 for every piece of obsidian. So every one piece of obsidian there is equivalent to 5 1/4 of the portal bits. So then if we were to take 4 of these and put them actually in the shape like this, so we've got one going across here, one going across there, you know, then those sides are all shared with another portal, and so that there would be 252 obsidian and there would be 1764 portal spaces, and then that means that for every 1 piece of obsidian you would get 7 pieces of portal. So that would be more efficient to hook them up like this. But then as you go in and you have smaller ones, well that doesn't work, does it? But you have smaller ones on the inside, like I showed in that picture, the ones in the middle would be less efficient. So I think overall I would guess that it was more like that, and I just didn't have the time to do all of the calculating. But I don't know, I thought I'd share my thoughts with you on that because I like maths and numbers and stuff like that. I'm really not great at it, but I always like to, you know, share that kind of stuff, like I said. Anyway, I think that kind of wraps things up with this episode. I'm not sure if there's anything else I need to be telling you about. So, all in all, I think it's been a pretty fun episode. I've had a good time. I hope you have as well. We got a lot done this episode, at least it feels like we did, and we got that gold farm up and running. That is going to be vital while we're doing the rest of this Wastelands area. But I guess that is it for this episode. So, as I mentioned earlier in the video, please do leave a like. That stuff is always appreciated. It really does help. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.